So the first thing I want to highlight to you is that when I was creating the first Wix tutorial, the Wix had a different interface than it has now. So when you come to Wix.com and then you go to login, I'm logging in through my Gmail, of course, but then if you use your email, you can log in through your email, or you can still log in through your Gmail if you use Gmail, whatever it is, but it's fine. So prior to that, when you logged in, it will just take you to the dashboard, but right now it brings you to your sites, and so you can select the site you want to and edit it, or you can go here and click on where you want to edit. You have your account settings, and if you open it in another tab, it takes you to that dashboard where we used to see before in the previous videos. You have domain, you have your business email, vouchers, billing history. If you have premium subscription, you want to make one, your payment methods, and you can actually create more sites or go to the help center or log out. That's what you have here. And then here you can create a new site. See, different places you can create a new site. You can create from here, you can create from here, you can also create from here. Create a new site. So there are different options for you to create a new site. So if you noticed, I clicked on account settings on another tab, and when you come here, that's what you're going to see. So they need me to change my password, which I will just quickly do. Sorry. Okay, so I hope this works. Okay, fine. So I've saved my password. So you see, this is where it brings you. Now this is the same thing we used to see in the other back end, like we saw the other place that is in the previous videos. It's just a little bit different. The interface is a little bit different, more beautiful. I always encourage you that once you have come here, always set in your two-factor authentication. I encourage that in whatever you're doing, always set up two-factor authentication in your mail, in your social media, whatever it is. And to do that, you should just click on enable here, and it brings you here. So either you click on enable or you scroll down, you see it here where you can set up a two-factor authentication using your phone as an SMS, or using an authentication app, or through login emails. Now I recommend an authentication app, or you can even enable the both. I'm going to be doing this back end, so you will not see them, but I believe you should know how to set up a two-factor authentication. Just click enable, and it will tell you what to do. So here, once you put your name and your last name, or the name you want to use, I think it's important that you add your profile image. What they're trying to do is more like Gravatar. So if you have a Gravatar on WordPress, anywhere that your email goes through on WordPress, if you're an admin or you comment on the site, that image pops up. So that's what this can literally do. So I'm going to click on this photo icon, and I'm quickly going to select my photo and just put it up there. To be honest, I'm indifferent about the photo that I choose. I'll just choose that one, but usually it's good you choose a photo that is not so heavy. I think that photo is about something MB, I'm not too sure, but it will take time, but it might load up. So choose a photo that is not too heavy, or use Canva to resize your photo so it's not so heavy. Then here, this account name, what it does, it helps you to identify your site. So if you look at this site, for example, if you look at this site, you see Wix. Look here, look at this pop-up, wix.com/Anrika Joshua. When you publish this, you also see something similar, so you can always change how you want it to do. So if you're going to have something like wix.com/ that name, just like Canva. Remember when we're doing the Canva tutorial, how the Canva will have your name there, then / the website you have. Do you get? That's how this is. So I'm going to put my name here, and I'm going to say excellence. No, I'm going to say Techy excellence. So that's what this does. So do you see, it's like this, just like how it is in Canva. So this, my site, will be replaced by the name of the site, the particular site that you choose. So I'll save this, and then you have your login details. You've set your password. You can set a recovery number if you want, your two-step authentication, and then you can always log in through socials. Me, I log in through Gmail, so that's why you have Google. I log in through Facebook. Manage email preference, not necessary, but if you want to manage emails you receive from them, because most times keep receiving promotional emails like 50% off, this off, that off, so you can click here to manage it. Then here you can see partners. Can enable partner or disable partner from here. We're going to be looking at it later, and you can close your account here. the next thing you want to see here is the domains. Now under domains, these are the domains that you have. Currently we don't have any domain. If you notice, when we'll be setting up the site, we didn't buy any domain or connect any domain. So you can buy a domain name here or connect a domain name you already own. For this tutorial, we are not buying a domain here, or we're not connecting any. But in case you want to connect, maybe you've bought on Namecheap on somewhere else, like I told you that you're going to buy for WordPress, you click on connect domain, and you can connect to follow the prompts. We are on a free plan here. For you to be able to connect a domain, you have to be subscribed to the basic plan, at least the basic plan, which is I think about $4-5 per month. That's the basic plan you have to subscribe to, and then they have more upper plans. Without that, you can't connect your custom domain. Then here you have business emails. Your business email, usually there are two ways to it. Usually your custom domain. So if, for example, my domain is excellencejoshua.com, my business email can be hello@excellencejoshua.com or excellence@excellencejoshua.com or support, all of those things. But like I explained, you cannot have all those sub URLs without having a custom domain. So if you have a domain, from here you can actually set it up, and Wix uses Google Workspace to do that for you. Next, you have vouchers. What these vouchers are mostly if you have vouchers, maybe people want to give you vouchers, or maybe you have a discount, or you have a promotion for a store. You always see it here. They give you a gift. Maybe you referred someone and you got a promotion, you always see the voucher here. Billing history, if you're on any pay plan, you see billing here. You will see your premium what they call it, your premium subscription here, if you're on any premium subscription, or you can also upgrade here. We don't have any premium subscription. And then here we have the API keys. These API keys are usually used to connect third party to your site. Maybe you want to connect an email like MailChimp. You can connect through API keys. Maybe you want to connect something, you can always connect through that. You need to connect through API keys. You can connect through here. So that is the setting. If you look at it, the interface, the settings are different from what we used to see in the other dashboard, but it just makes it easier for you to use, such that when you, so this is about the settings, please, but such that you can now edit different settings based on the sites that you select. So first, I'm going to select this site that we created for personal domain and edit it. So when you click on edit, you will now see some custom features, some custom settings that you can actually edit on the site, that is different from this general account settings that you have for Wix. So Wix has this whole general account settings, which is perfectly fine, but then we now want a custom setting. So that's it for this account setting. I'm going to close it up here now, and I'm going to go to this Wix. So for each website now, you now have the custom settings for this website. They're going to keep bringing this up to you until you subscribe, which is absolutely fine. So if you want to subscribe, you can, but I think listen and learn WordPress first before you subscribe. So, and it's always going to encourage me to connect a custom domain, which is good for you, but it will also mean you have to upgrade or subscribe to do that. So you have the plans here, you have your URL where you can click to view your live site. It redirects your live site. Once you click on it, anything you see that has this kind of box with an arrow extending out, it's meaning when you click on it, it's going to open another tab. It doesn't mean that there are some menus you click on that will not have this, but will not open that, but will open on that tab. But there are some like that, they may not have this, but they open on that tab. But usually anyone that has this, just know it will open up in another tab. So this brings us to our website, what it's looking like, but that's not where we are. So this is now the back end. The first thing I need you to set is your business info. You can set it from here, from here, or you can set it from here. This is settings. Or you can set it from here. You can set it from here, like I said, or here. So if I go to business info, like you see, it's going to highlight this for me. I will come here and check the name of my site. Is it correct? The personal site, yes. Logo, I'm going to add my logo now. Just click on add logo. Now when you do these settings here and you start editing the front end, it makes it a lot easier, trust me. So I've clicked on edit photo. Like we saw in the previous videos, you have a max of 500 MB on the free plan, so be careful whatever you're uploading to make sure that the sizes are not so much. So I'm going to click on upload from my computer, and I'm just going to type the name of my logo to get it out. I think this is it, and I'll just open it. My logo is about 125 MB. The logo I selected, and it doesn't have a background. Make sure that when you're choosing your logo doesn't have a background. That's PNG without a background. If it has a background, go to Canva and remove the background, or go to Canva, remove the background preferably, or go to any app to remove the background, or ask your designer that designed the logo to give you a logo without a background. Or if you're working with a client, tell them, if you're requesting for their logo, tell them preferably send me one without a background in high resolution. I repeat, kindly send me a logo without the background in high resolution. Always ask for that. So I'm going to choose this file now, which is the logo is going to come up. Then here I can put a short description of my site. Excellence Joshua is a multi-potentialite with different expressions. Okay, so I'm just going to have that. It doesn't mean that's what I'm going to use on my site, but I'm just giving you an example. Like I had explained, the description is what comes under here when people view your site or when they share it. Then here, come to location. I'm going to put Abuja, Nigeria as my site. Location name, you don't have to put your exact address, number 4, whatever address you have. It's not necessary. But if you have an office space there, that's a business. Please go ahead and put the exact location. Then your contact info. Now, this is very important, especially for those that do not have a custom domain. So you can put your email here, right? And of course they will suggest to you to get a business email, so you can put your email here. It can be Gmail as well, and it can be, so I'm just using my custom email. It can be Gmail, so let me use a Gmail so that you will even see what I'm talking about, that it will not reject it. So you have a Gmail, then you put your phone number. Now for your phone number for sites, I always encourage that you put in your country code, because not only the people that are going to visit your site are not only people in your country or within your location, so you want other people as well to not get stuck or get confused on how to contact you. Fax is not necessary. Most people don't use fax these days. Now this will automatically pick out your location, that's your time zone, based on the web, right, on what you can find. But in case it's wrong, or maybe I'm in Nigeria and I'm customizing my site for the US, I can click here to change my time zone. So once you're done, always make sure you save down here or up. You can click any of them and make sure you see that your changes are saved and the save option is not popped again, for you to be sure that you're saved. So I'm going to go back to my settings after my business info has been set to make sure that that is set. Now, the next thing I need you, we're now in settings. Remember, we've been in settings. The next thing I need you to work on is here, your website settings. Your website settings is similar to your business info settings, where we already set the site name and then the site URL. So the site URL is that extended URL. Let me go here. This last one that is coming. So you can decide to put anything that you want here, maybe bio or your name or something. Then here is your favicon. A favicon is this kind of icon that you see that identifies your website. For Wix, you see it Wix. For Canva, you see it as C. For Google, Gmail, you see it as this what they call it, this icon. Now if you look at my website, I'm going to open it up. My favicon is a small picture. I'm going to open a client website as well that I did, but this was on WordPress, where you can also see a favicon and how different it is from the logo, just in case a client does not have a favicon when they were developing their logo, or their designer does develop a favicon for them. You can develop a favicon for them from their logo. If you look at this, you see my image here. That is my favicon. This my favicon is different from my logo. Now this is not always the case. Sometimes your logo can be part of a favicon. If you look at Hafsa Bello, her favicon is a B. This is her logo, but this image of favicon, if I put all of this, it won't be seen here. It's too much. So I just cropped out these things and just had her B as her favicon. I hope you understand that. So for this as well, they're asking for a favicon. However, you cannot put a favicon unless you upgrade to a premium plan. On a free plan, you're going to use the big favicon. Once you connect, you see an option here to upload your favicon. Okay. This is my site name. Now, also every site on Google or online, actually on Google browser site it shows what they call a title. So if you hover over this, if I hover over this, you'll see that it shows my name of my site. Let me hover it again, Excellence Joshua, but then you see it shows a brief description, title, Excellence Anika Joshua / digital skills and more things under there. If you click on Hafsa Bello, the same thing, action changes things, coach, this all of these things. So you can also do that here, and to do that you need to click on go to editor. Let me close these tabs because we are done with it. You click on go to editor, so it takes you 2 weeks and you change that. But anyway, we'll do that later, maybe at the end, but you can figure that out as well. So this is favicon. Then this image, the image you want when they're sharing your site, right? What do you want them to share? What do you want your URL to share? If you go to WhatsApp now, you put a site, you see most times an image pops up. So what image do you want people to see when they're sharing your site? Most people choose their logo, but if it's a personal site, you can choose your personal image. Mine is a personal site, so I might want to choose my personal image, or I can choose a logo, or I can choose this cover. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll choose this image. Now, I always encourage, if it's a personal site, put your photo. If it's a program or a teaching, put your flyer, the flyer of the site or something. Then here you have Facebook username. So I'm going to put my Facebook username. Remember, they've put facebook.com / for you. If it's a group and you want to put / put groups / username. Whatever the URL is, put the remaining things that are here. Then you save. These are changes that you can make. Then we go back to settings again. Now on the settings, another thing you want to edit is if your videos are being paid, you can work on videos. My site, I enabled that I wanted videos, so you can see videos here. You can also change your language, region and currency here. You can customize invoices if you have them here. You can upgrade your plan, premium plan here. You can connect your domain here as well, and you can accept payment here. Now another thing I want to show you is here, if you want to add people to work with you, and I'm showing you because I might need you to add me if you need to edit something on your site. So if I click on rules and permission, there are different permissions or different stages that you can access to. Sorry, that's an error because it's actually my site. So there are different stages. I am the owner, right? So you can invite people to manage your site. If you click on invite people, you put in their email address. This is likely, okay, it's my internet connection. Sorry about that. So you could put in their email address here, and then you choose their roles. The beautiful thing about Wix is that it illustrates the different roles each person have. You have admin, co-owner, you have website manager, you have website designer, back office, and tell you the things they can edit. An admin and co-owner can access everything, while a website manager can set up the site, manage, edit, publish, but they will not be able to access some sensitive things like your domain, and they cannot invite more people to your site. So if you look at them, you can also view here to view more role connection. So if you scroll down, there's so many options you can give people. So once you put in their email address, and another thing you need to know is, let me give you an example. So if I put in this email address now, and I say, okay, I want to give a back office and content manager, I can give more than one option. However, sometimes if you give, for example, if you give an admin or co-owner, person can actually do everything, so you don't have to give multiple rules anymore. One rule is enough. So once you send the invite, click here to send the invites. They'll get an email, and then they'll be added to the site, right? They'll get an email and they'll be added to the site. So I'm discarding that change. This is important because if I'm seeing an error on your website and I need to edit it, I might ask you to invite me so that I can make the changes that needs to be made. Then this is site member settings. Site member settings happens for when you have a website where people have to log in, maybe to buy something. You know how an e-commerce store, people will log in and have an account, or maybe maybe for something like that, or blog or something. So this is where you manage their privacy, what they can see, who can set the profiles properly, site members, can see member profiles, anyone, you can see only site members. So this is where you set up those privacy, as well as who can log into your site. That's the first one I just clicked now. Will tell you who can log into your site. Let's give it a few minutes to come up. My network is being dramatic. Okay. So that it's basically, that's it about settings, but that's what I just explained. Then you have communications. Okay, now privacies and cookie. This is very important. If you click on this, it takes you to how you can manage privacy. And if you have visitors on your website, especially from the UK, Europe and all, you want to ensure that they actually display this cookie consent in your banner, because they take data management and privacy very important. So Wix has you can add privacy policy to your site. Wix has auto generator. If you click on learn how, to show you how to do that. Add no sell, do not sell data link. What it means is that you do not sell people's data. You can add it to your editor, and all of that. So they always have those tips, and then you have to display. Please always do that, especially if you have UK and US. Some Nigerians might find it offensive, they don't understand, but then if you go abroad, it's something that's a big deal. They understand data, and you can also decide what you want to do with visitors data. Delete immediately, or have it, or keep track of consent. You just click here and make sure that it is enabled, and all of that. So you can search here and find their consent. That's it, they've logged into your site. So that's about privacy and cookies. Is very, very important. Now you have communications. This is your inbox. When you start getting emails, you see them here. Notifications, what notifications you want to get from Wix, you can, I said Netflix, I'm sorry, you can choose it here. You can add custom codes to your site, to your header or body. Now this custom code, if you click on it, you just see a box to add. I'm going to close this out. Okay, it's asking me to relog in. This their new platform is dramatic, but hey, I'm going to log in. It's a good thing. I think they're updating the way I say it. This is really new, but it's easier. I think very beautiful. I'm going to give them a feedback on this. I think it's really nice. So you see that you can add custom code, but this is also for a paid plan. When you're connecting your Facebook pixel to your site, so you can either connect it using a WordPress plugin, which they have, or you can just copy the code and put on the header of your site. So you put it on the header of your site, or maybe Google to the put it on the header of your site, put that code on the footer. This is where you come and add the custom code. It's usually an HTML code, right? So just in case you hear something like that, a client puts it as on the header of my site. If you're on Wix, this is where you come and put the custom header. This one is authentication app as well. Maybe you're connecting a third-party app. It's also here. You come and connect it with a code, but I'm sure it's also for okay, you can actually do it without a free ID. I thought you need a free ID. So if you want to connect Wix, this one is if you want to connect Wix to another platform. Maybe a platform is saying they allow Wix, and then you want to connect it so that people can log in from it or something like that. You can create your authentication app here. So I think that's about it for settings. So in the next video, we're going to look at other settings, other part of these settings that are critical to our site creation.